Kullervo is a slave, but one could say one of the most fortunate slaves. He works as a cattle herder. Most male slaves worked in the fields, leaving their backs permanently crooked. Animals were used to pull plows after bubonic plague wiped out the cheap human workforce during the Middle Age. So men did this grueling field work for a couple of thousands of years. Using slaves for agricultural work gave birth to empires and high civilization societies, where men had time and lifeblood to achieve hobbies like literacy, metalwork, astronomy, and all that other nonsense. Kullervo should be a higher caste. His father was a leader of rivaling tribe, but in ancient warfare, the survivors of the losing side have to fill the roles for a slave. For some like Kullervo or Genghis Khan, the role of the slave does not last a lifetime. In this painting, Kullervo is herding a cattle in distant pastures. His knife is broken when he tried to cut his bread. A stone was baked in the bread, reason being no other than sadism. Wife of his owner wanted to cause him distress. Knife was the only thing he had left from his father. He curses and swears revenge. Blade broken, but not the spirit. In the poem he is described as fair and beautiful man. This is how artist paints him at the moment that will be the turning point of his life. It captures perfectly the common man of Finland. The artist is full of national pride. He longs for Finnish independence against the odds. Here stands Kullervo with his back straight, ready to take it to the end. What happens to the story after the picture would not fit the heat of this one moment. After murdering his owners, freedom does not offer Kullervo happiness. He is unable to rebuild himself and to work in this world. It all culminates him from doing the great taboo with his own sister. He takes his own life, reflecting to his sword how he actually deserves his own death, unlike his victims. If one happens to read Kalevala, I would say Kullervo's story is the most complex and nuanced one from all the ancient poems. Kullervo sounds like an actual historical human being, rather than supernatural hero of Kalevala. It showcases the cruel reality of tribal society that lacks mercy. It was not until Christianity reached higher levels of power in Europe that pagan clan culture could be broken, and the slave traders could be put in the same caste with prostitutes and tax collectors. Recorded history of slavery in Finland starts from Viking era, but these ancient stories showcase how slavery is old as agriculture and metalwork for Finland. In this painting, the symbolic hate is towards Russian Empire that tried to Russify Finland at the 19th century. Russia is an actually important factor in Finnish slave history as enslaver of Finns. During the Great Rat, 1700 to 7021 Anno Domini, Russian strategy to defeat Sweden was to turn its eastern part into wilderness. Eastern part of Sweden was Finland. For Finns, that meant ethnic cleansing, and almost 30,000 Finnish slaves were taken to Russia. Only 2,000 managed to return. Capturing 8% of the population to slavery is an atrocity achievement for the Russian Empire.